one taker, because I'm very upset. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros. I'm here to talk about Game 3 of the World Series, where the Astros lose 7-0 to the Philadelphia Phillies in embarrassing fashion. Okay, I'm not doing anything. I am so comically upset because it happened again. Embarrassing loss. We looked mentally checked out. We looked like we didn't care. It was ho-hum the entire way. Play all the hits. Our starter was kept in too long. Dusty mismanaged the game. We looked mentally just meh. Like we didn't care. It's the same guff that I've talked about. This is now the 6th time I have made this type of video for a World Series game. I don't have anything new to add. I'm out of new things. We looked terrible. The offense could do nothing. I'll briefly pull up expected batting average for reference, but I want to say it was awful for the Astros. 186 expected batting average. Oof! That is barking ugly for the offense. We had, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hard hit balls this evening. Nito Spaghetto. And I'm just sick of the problem not changing. That's my biggest issue. That's what I was mad about in Game 1. That's what I'm mad about tonight. The problem hasn't changed. It didn't change from any of the 4 losses in 19 or from the 4 losses last year. The problem hasn't changed. We are the better team on paper. We don't have it. We look mentally soft. I'll address Lance because that's a very important part of this game. Lance pitched really, really bad tonight, and I'm not going to say otherwise. He gave up 5 home runs. That's unacceptable. Over a home run an inning, technically, because he only pitched 4 1/3. He was bad, and I'm not going to say he wasn't. But online, people that have torn into him, I think is very funny. I understand baseball is a sport of what have you done for me recently, but people talking about how he has always choked in big games, as if he didn't go 6 scoreless this season against the Mariners, hold us in against the Yankees in Game 4, close out Game 7 in 2017, start, I know it was only 2 1/3 innings, but start Game 7 of 2017 in the World Series, completely ignoring the fact that he has had some of the most important starts or game appearances in our franchise's history. Last season in Game 1, last season in Game 4, completely throwing all that out the window. Pitched bad tonight. People are talking about how Lance cost us the game, acting as if the offense didn't score a singular run. We scored nothing, guys. Lance could have went a complete game shutout with 1 run, or not a complete game shutout. He could have had a complete game, 8 innings of 1-run ball, and guess what? It wouldn't have mattered. We had 0 runs. People said, well, it changes the complexity of the game of how many runs the pitcher gives up. 7 runs is insurmountable, Weston, and I would say, no, it isn't, because the other team scored the 7 runs. It's not insurmountable because you can do it. There's no time limit. You can't kneel out the clock. You have to throw pitches. There's no time. You can just go until you can't. It's not a matter of how many minutes or hours. The complexity of the game thing is what really got to me. Because yes, Lance gave up 7 runs. 3 of them were in the 5th. Which means the time you batted in the 2nd, you were only having a 2-run deficit. In the 3rd, 4th, and 5th when you came to bat, you only had a 4-run deficit. Does it change the complexity of the game? I would say, yeah, partially. It does. Your goal, no matter what the score, should be to score runs as an offense. So, yes, it changes the complexity. But, the goal doesn't change as an offense. But the complexity of the game argument that really drove me up a wall. Again, pretending like we didn't score nothing. If you want to say that we didn't have, it changed the complexity of it. It changed how it was viewed. So you're saying we gave up? That what you're saying. That's what you're saying is perfectly acceptable for the sport of baseball. For a team that's in the World Series to do. That's perfectly fine for a team to be in the World Series, one of the starting 10 and one of the 27 people on your roster has a bad night, and it gives the right for everyone else to just sit there, huff, fold their arms, and say, well, I'm not going to play well tonight. That's what you're saying. Lance had a bad night. I'm not going to say he didn't. That'd be a lie. But to say it changes the complexity and so it's solely on him is ridiculous. You're giving validation to the rest of the team mentally giving up. And it's unacceptable. And we now face another must-win game only by Game 4. Just like last year. Last year, Javi pitched in Game 4 last year, oh my god. Javi was in Game 4 last year. Oh, no, that's not good. Anyway, no. So you now stare down the barrel tomorrow because it's Game 4, you're down 2-1, and you absolutely have to win. Absolutely have to win. And I'm going to check I know it's Javi. Yeah. So now, tomorrow for Game 4, you have Christian Javier, they have Aaron Nola. Because the time change. And the positive of that is, technically it's not short rest for Aaron Nola. It's just about normal. But it's not extended rest, so you could get to him. Javi will be fresh, and fresh off of one of the best games he's pitched. He pitched a gem against the Yankees. So that's a positive. One person in your entire rotation that no matter what it is would never get rattled is Christian Javier, so that's a positive. And what's the thing? Oh yeah, you have an elite offense. So you can definitely win Game 4. You can definitely win Game 5, and you can most definitely win Game 6. You can most definitely come back. This series isn't over by a long shot. But this has got to be the last embarrassing loss which forces the team to have a wake-up call. That's what it has to be. If you lose a third game, it better be close, and it better be a normal loss. It can't inspire trauma like Game 1 or Game 3. If you lose a third game, it's got to just be a normal loss. That's what I'm begging you for. But the loss can't be tomorrow. Oh, no. You have got to win tomorrow to at least ensure we're going back to Houston for a game. So 8:03 Eastern, 7:03 Central, Game 4. Javi versus Nola. I'll be here for a stream. I'll be here afterwards for a video. That's what I have. If you somehow enjoyed this, of me just kind of having somewhat of a mental meltdown, please consider liking and subscribing. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Stros.